Good evening, everyone. Delighted to welcome you all here this evening. I'm in the right place this time at the right time. I didn't make the mistake that I made the last week. I hope you can hear me clear enough. I'm in a different surroundings, and I decided to move this way because if I close the doors behind me, all you see is my face with the white hair and blending into the background, so a bit strange, I will say. This evening's show is going to focus on a couple of areas. One will be on doing some readings and using a new set of cards. They were only designed a few years ago by very famous medium Gordon Smith, which I think some of you who has been going to attending shows and things that are in that area would know of him. He's the Scottish barber. He is a barber by trade, and you could imagine what it's like going to him. I just want to see if I can see who's coming on. I'm doing this on the phone. A couple of reasons being we have a blackout here in town. No, I may not see you, so please forgive me for not acknowledging who's on. So let's spend a few moments talking, and we'll. Hello, Sonia. How are you? Lovely, it's working. We're going to work with the cards. I'll have to disable that. Working with the phone is very, very different to working with the iPad. I just hope for the best that it won't ding dong again. When I was kind of pondering on what this evening was going to be about, there was different things that came into my mind, maybe more diverse from what we've been talking about over the last number of weeks. And strange to say, I came up with the idea of introducing shamanic experiences and shamanic healing. And this evening we had a speaker on at 4 o'clock, Irish UK time, and he was talking about his shamanic journey and skills. So I said, right, that's there's no point in continuing on if you've been watching that. So it was this evening, like every other evening, it tends to formulate its own way, its own theme comes about more than be actually planned in for any length of time. So we'll do, when we have a few more, we'll do the readings on using hi Sonia, Mary and Pauline, how are you? One of the things I found out this evening while watching John was that there is a good time lapse between you writing and me seeing the screen. So just if you bear with me, and I'll always try and catch up with what has been written or a question, because this is always open to questions. It's about my role here is about helping you to experience the experience of your third dimension, your spiritual dimension. We're told enough about our mind. We can go and we can read loads of books on how we think and how we feel, or how we should feel, and all that goes with that. But it's, the metaphysical aspect of our world, which is the spiritual, deals with the spiritual aspect. It's very unique. It's unique to you. It's like your fingerprint. There's only one like it in the world, and this is the same with your spiritual existence, the essence of you. There is only one of you in this world. So when we look at exploring the journey, it's exploring the potentials that's there and following what feels right for you, not what you're told is right for you, if that makes sense. It just become aware of the power that you have within you to go that journey. So that is really the nice part of what we do. Following that, we will look then at doing our meditation later on. But we'll see how this goes and see how you feel on your card reading. One of the things I was asking my guides, what was the best way to work it, and they said, they came back quite quickly and said, now they are psychic readings, all right, but they said there's a connection in the spirit world with the name Carol, Carol. So it's if someone here has the name Carol in the spirit world, it doesn't necessarily have to be a very close connection, but there is a connection nevertheless. It would be. And then what I'll do is I'll show you the cards, we're not going to be able to read them, but you'll be able to see the picture. That's the sunrise card. Distance. The offering. They're lovely, lovely cards. I would highly recommend them because I'm not very much into the tarot cards. I don't really work with them at all. I've never worked with them, to be honest. I would have them around me, but I don't see the value in the tarot. Whereas I see these are more for guidance, for getting what you need for you, not what is, we'll say there's the likes of the tower. Well, a tower in tarot just means everything's going to tumble down. So if that's the way that the tarot is going to work, any person that has the tarot coming up, that's what it gives them. So Alicia, how are you? You're welcome. So this is why I use these type of cards. Tony, how are you? So we have Italy, Ireland and California online. You're all very welcome. So what I'm going to do, what I was saying earlier, I'm going to read 3 cards for someone here online, and the name Carol, Carol, is significant in the spirit world. So when you actually when you recognize that person in the spirit world, that's where the reading is going to go. That's the person here that it's going to go to, because of the scenario of working this way. It's difficult to kind of work on who's going to get what. So that's the easiest way I have of doing it. I know what happens afterwards. This video is available online, and you'll find people will come on later on, and that has happened before, will say, that person was for me. But if you're not on live, I can't do it at another time. It just doesn't work. So so that's the background to having your card reading. I hope it gets staying online, because it's a bit stormy, and there's a couple of problems, and it's the phone I'm using this time, which is not great. Me and technology is not 100%. So how does cards work? Everything works in the psychic world through thought, through the power of thought. It's a bit like me saying what I was going to do today. was look at shamanic healing and shamanism. Evelyn, how are you? Here we Evelyn online now, and Evelyn is going to be on with her own show on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, and I'll announce that again at the end, Evelyn, just to remind people that joins us here this evening. The cards work with energy, and the energy, you'll always hear me talking about what energy is. We don't control energy. We literally allow energy to be part of our lives, part of our day-to-day being. And when you become aware of it, when you become aware of your essence, it's becoming aware of your energy. And plus, what happens ongoing from that is that you actually become aware of your spiritual dimension. So if you sit, what we will do in later on, to sit and do a meditation, it's, hi Helen, you're very welcome. When you sit in meditation, that energy is there. That's the energy that you will be working with. It's the energy of here, the energy of your spirit, the essence of who you are. So just let us focus on that later on. When this is the true self, this is what taking time out. And it's quite funny because I moved house and I used to live by the sea, and people would say when they visit, it's so beautiful, you know, your view is so beautiful. And I've always loved the sea and always loved going. Hi Sabina. Always loved, before I went to live at the sea, always loved going to the beach and sitting and taking time out. But what was strange, when I went to live by the sea, it lost that essence, because what I was doing prior to that was going to take time out for me. And when you go and live there, it's part of your everyday life. So it's part of what is comes with, I have to be here, I have to be there. The pressures of time just registers. So it is very different. So it's all about taking your time to you and feeling it and being present in that. Okay, I'm going to start on the cards. I was saying earlier, I have a lovely pack of cards that was designed and channeled by a guy called Gordon Smith. And Gordon is a Scottish barber, a Glaswegian, I think. If we have our Glaswegian friend joining us later, she'll confirm it. I'm nearly sure it's Glasgow he's from. And what I'm going to do is pick 3 cards. Now, what I was told earlier was to work with someone who had a lady called Carol in the spirit world. So has anyone got a connection with a Carol in the spirit world? And I'm going to draw 3 cards for you if you have. If not, it'll be later on that someone will come in. Okay, as I say, I know there's a time lapse from watching today. There is a time lapse between what happens live and what comes up on the screen. Okay. I can't hold the card, and that's something maybe. No, I better have them sitting on my lap. I don't want to break away from them. I'm just going to scroll, and I do what I did the last day. I'll scroll and find it. This contraption, as I say, I have to get set up with my iPad again when I'll be glad when I get back to the norm. Okay. Right, I'm going to scroll with my eyes closed. And it's Helen. Just have to get this sitting right. Hopefully you're going to stay there in one piece, that you don't topple over. Okay, Helen. Now, I'm going to pick 3 cards. You can see them from this way. All right. So I'm going to pick this one first. The earth seed. This is the second one. And that is Passion's Fire. Good one with Earthseed. And this is the third card for you, Helen. The Guardian King of the East. Now, the first thing I find with the Earthseed, there is new beginnings, because it's like you've been putting off something that's been on your list for a long, long time, but you've really been you've been hesitant to progress. The one thing that I would say to you is, if you look at things for what they are, just don't go in blind to it. Don't be going in as if everything is going to be all right. Go in, do the research, look through the general run of things that you need. And I feel this is related to work. I feel it's related to a work situation where you're going to have change, and as I say, you're hesitant to take that step forward, and it's nearly to some extent sideways to go forward. That is the difficulty, is that it's not straight. It's just not a straightforward situation. But you're at the point now where it's time to go. It's time to look at. I'll show you the card in more detail. It's time to look at what is happening for you. If you see the baby is like curled up in the womb, now that, if you look and see what's happening, coming from that is the whole essence of being ready to blossom, ready to come forward. And there are two different levels where you can choose one from the other, and neither has more power than the other. So it's just get through with it. Don't be hesitating anymore, because one of the things that's difficult is trusting. And last week we talked about fear, and we talked about how fear controls us. And you know, it is something we don't value, is that we have the power to overcome fear. Hi Marie and Mara, how are you? I'm doing card readings, and I'm just doing for Helen. The second card you have is Passion. Now Helen, okay, passion. That's the passion you need. It shows lovers, but passion can come in so many ways. You need to be able to put that passion into what you're going to do. Don't just half-heartedly go forward with it. Get that fire within the soul. Get the fire going. That's what, because it's two great cards, the Earthseed and the Passion Fire. Two great cards to come together. So it means that you'll have that passion there. You'll have that ability to take fire and not feel, your energy won't be run down through it. Get it going. Get stimulated with it. The Guardian of the East. Now, I talked earlier about shamanic, and we had a shaman on today, earlier on. To get a guardian from the East, that's about new beginnings. Sunrise in the morning comes from the East. What we do is we have the ability to use the energy of the day. The East brings in that power and that energy. So don't let it go to waste. Hi Rachel. And Tony, I think I said hi to you earlier. Get that power. Let that power take strength. Don't leave it longer. Don't leave it that it's going to have a chance to. I won't say with everything that's for you, it won't pass you. You know that, Helen. It's not something that's new to you. But this you have to work with. Don't keep putting off until tomorrow, because it just doesn't. It doesn't serve you well. Okay. I'm going to ask again if anyone's on with a carol in the spirit world, because there is an importance about reading for someone with a carol, C-A-R-O-L, in the spirit world. All right. No, I'm just going to, and I promise I won't throw you around this time. Right, there we go with this. And we have Marie. I think this is the second time I've read it, isn't it, Marie? I think that your name kept coming up the whole time. Okay. You've time for this. And for anyone that's new here, what I was doing there was I scrolled and just blindly put my finger on the person that, the name that I was going to read for, because it's the only fair way to do. We might have a session, dedicated session to readings. Yeah. Maybe will we do next week? Will we do? If you'd like that, just let me know on your little window. Type in yes or no. That we'd have the whole session on readings, and it gives everyone a better chance. Then okay. So your first card is out, and it is distance. Your second card is here, and it's the Guardian King of the East. We've had him out already. Now, and that came out of the middle of the pack. So you know what he's going to bring with you. Eternal flame. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Right. Distance. You're there with you can see yourself isolated. To be isolated can have a plus and a minus. It's like what's happening in the world today. You know, everyone you stop to talk to, they talk about, you know, the change in times and how awful it is to be so limited. But at the finish of the conversation, they'll come along and say about the positive aspects of what it meant. They had time to do different things. They looked at life differently. They went back in time and looked and seen. And I feel there's a little bit of that of you having to, I feel it is imposed on you, having to look and see the power is there, but you're not accessing it at the minute. You know, when you feel a bit isolated, you can feel as if you're powerless. Isolation gives you the place and space to actually connect with that power that's within. So don't take it as a negative. I always feel, you know, being on your own, you can't run away from yourself. You're just there. You have to deal with what comes up. You have to, the emotions that comes up, you can't run away from them. So in that sense, the distance is isolation, and it's like you need to have that time before you can move on. All right, but you have a great card here that will guide you. You have again the King of the East. You have the protection. You have the energy, and as I say, coming last there with the eternal flame. Just be aware that you can do it, Marie. It's something that it's the energy that's within you. Look at August being a time where you're going to be presented with different options and deciding on different options. So that's there for you. It's not going to keep you in the one space all the time. That's something that's coming up very dominant in that card, is that within that time scale, you'll actually have a lot more to think about on the positive side. So I feel August is going to be very significant with you. The Eternal Flame, that beautiful card, the Eternal Flame. The Eternal Flame is about that energy, that essence of energy that has come through you all through the ages. It's just not in this present life. You have everything there. It's even the energy coming from it is very strong. It's something that you're going to be aware of. You're going to actually tap in on it. So don't be worried. Don't be afraid. That card of the distance and the isolation, that's a very positive card for you at this present time. And just be aware to take your time in that space to feel, and then you will have the answers that you need. But as I say, I feel August will give you an answer that you have been waiting for a while. Okay. Now, again, I don't know if anyone joined us because this carol keeps going on back here. Anyone with a carol in the spirit world? Anyone here that has a lady called Carol, Carol? I actually could see it written up earlier. So there has to be a connection because, as I say, the unfortunate part of it, because it has happened before, someone comes afterwards, the following day, after seeing the watching the show. Okay. No. Well, I'm at risk of throwing you off the perch again. So, okay, let's try again. I'm going to close my scroll down, and I'm going to do the same thing again. Try and get someone that I haven't read for. Okay, I'm putting that on. Oh. Evelyn. Hello, Evelyn. You have your cards to be read. Let's shuffle them. This pack of cards is by Robert Smith. I don't know why Robert came into my head. Gordon is a great medium. I love watching him. He's been to Dublin this year. Now we did a workshop there in January. He's coming back next year as well, and he's a great character. A great character. So I would definitely recommend him. Okay, your first card is connections, and I think somewhere along that you will find that now. Let's see, did I do something in the midst of? I did. Okay, that's it. You're not going to see much, Evelyn. Connections. I wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, your second card is the Earth Dragon. The Earth Dragon. Alright? And your third card is Reflection and the Mermaid. Okay? Now, the connections, if you look at the card and see there's a baby sitting inside what is a beautiful, beautiful energy, absolutely beautiful, and it's there's also, I don't know if you can see it clear enough, but there's also a baby at this point, which is from the east, coming in from the east. that will, you might have heard me saying already, the East is about it's about new beginnings, energy that's there for you. It's a very clear energy. It's an active energy. It's not a passive. You know, when we look at the four dimensions, north, south, east and west, the East comes in with the energy of light, with the energy that can be given to you. So be very aware of having that power. And I know you have a lot happening at the moment. That's all to the good, because you have your little baby in the center point, and it says, I'm ready for all of this. There is nothing going to hold me back. So it is a lovely card. Your second card, the Earth Dragon. Now, the Earth Dragon, you have the energy there in the Earth Dragon that will protect you. And it's something you're going to be very aware of. That it's not that something's negative around you, but that you're going to be guided in the right direction. In that type of feeling, that you're going to be protected. You're not going to be wasting energy. When things are not right around you, get out. Everyone get out of the way. Just be aware that it's there for you. That energy is really very strong in that. You know, what I love from it's all the crystals and all the prisms and all that is surrounding him, because he has that fierce look, but that power of energy that's there with him. So definitely get yourself rooted in those connections, because they are all very positive, and you have reflection. And you know, our best teacher is reflection, because for many reasons it will teach us what we actually don't want to happen, and for the positive side of it, it'll teach us what is very definite for us. So just be aware of the energy that's there within you. Be aware of that. Be aware of the choices that's happening now. As I know, I spoke earlier about you starting on Wednesday, starting doing a show. So it's the connections that is there for you. It's the start of another dimension. It's the start of a new path for you. So be very aware of the potential that's there, because it's you that has that potential. No one can give it to you. There's no one can give you anything that's worth anything. Everything you need is within you. The one thing you have to do is to feel it, and I mean feel it. It's not a matter of just saying I have it. Just get that feeling inside, in here. So that's the number of cards we're able to. We've done 3, I think. Just be aware of how cards can tell a story. The month of November is coming up for you, Evelyn, as well. It's something that is at the early stages at the moment, and by November they will actually come to light more, and it's a good time. November is the Celtic New Year, so energy starts to build at that point in time. So okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to look for guidance, and we're going to find a nice quiet place to sit, comfortable but not too comfortable. I should have the mantra, not comfortable enough to fall asleep in. Okay, so just get yourself nice and comfortable. And this time we're going to go on a journey that part of it will be to leave you to your own devices. Learn to stay focused. I will tip in a couple of times just to bring you back in case you've fallen asleep. But just part of it is about staying focused, to be aware within that silence, within the time that you're given to stay in a space, to listen and to be aware of answers, be aware of directions that's given to you, just to be aware of the feeling that comes with it. Okay, so nice and comfortable, you just sit in the chair, feeling your back lying against the back of the chair. Being aware of your breath, just keeping it normal, don't change it. Just nice and relaxed. And we're going to start just by taking a short journey through your body to help you focus on relaxing the body. So we start off with your feet. Just being aware of it as they lie flat on the ground. Be aware of any tension that you may be feeling. And we move up now through the ankles and into the calves of your legs. Being aware of any tension as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, just release and relax. We'll move up now through the knee joints, into the thighs, up into the pelvis. Aware of any tension you feel, so with your inward breath, just be aware of that tension. And as you breathe out, release and relax. Let's move up now into the abdomen, and as you breathe in, just allow the muscles to expand, and with the outward breath, just release and relax. Focus now on the muscles of the chest, the muscles at the back, the sides, the front, and the diaphragm underneath. So now as you breathe in, just breathe in, expanding the muscles, being aware of any tightness that you may be feeling, and with the outward breath, just release and relax. Now focus on the muscles of the hands and arms up to the shoulders. And it's very easy to hold on to tension in these muscles, especially when we feel frustrated. So now just visualize that as you breathe in, that these muscles can expand and release any tension that you're feeling, releasing and relaxing. Now we move up the shoulders into the neck. Again, the areas where we hold on to tension. So with the inward breath, just raise your shoulders And with the outward breath, just allow the tension to leave and allow the muscles to relax and your shoulders to sink down into your body. We move up now into the muscles of the face and head. And just be aware of the tension that you may be feeling. So with the inward breath, visualize the muscles expanding. And as they expand, they release any tension, and it leaves with the outward breath. Now you're nice and relaxed. So just visualize yourself standing at the end of a laneway out in the middle of the countryside. Just stand for a few moments and breathe in the fresh air. Smelling the beautiful scent of the wild grass and flowers that surround you. Listen to the birds singing. And as they sing, they're coming closer to you. Just nice and relaxed. Just start walking slowly, each step on the pathway. So you're walking along the path, and as you stand for a moment now and look over the hedge into the field, you see a rainbow. A rainbow, very, very vibrant colours. And as you're looking at the rainbow, you feel yourself walking up on the rainbow. You start off in the colour red. Red for strength and power. Feel that energy. Feel the essence of your being charged with that energy. You can find yourself swaying to and fro within that colour. And we move up now into the next colour, the next band of colour, which is the orange. Being aware of that beautiful, beautiful, vibrant colour of orange. just digest that colour into your system. Be aware of that energy. Be aware of how you feel within that colour. Let it absorb into every cell of your body. Giving yourself the time and freedom to feel. And just don't allow yourself to be distracted by any sounds that you may hear that's outside of this journey that you're on. We're going to move up now into the beautiful yellow, the bright, energetic colour of yellow. Allow yourself just to be present in that colour. It's about new beginnings. It's about integrating the past and the present. So just feel it. Again, allow it to saturate every cell in your body. Just be present in that. And as we do that, I'm just going to leave you for a few moments, because the colour yellow is about energy, giving yourself the permission to move forward. It's about processing the past, and it's about preparing yourself for the future. Just be aware of any words that you heard, any visions that you've had in the last few minutes. And we're going to continue on the journey. We're in that beautiful colour of pink, that healing colour. So you just be aware of absorbing that colour, that as you breathe in, your lungs fills with that beautiful pink. And invite that colour to heal as you breathe it into your body, and your body absorbs it into every cell. So just be aware. Now we're going to move up into the throat chakra. So let us now absorb beautiful colour blue from the rainbow. I feel there's a need for healing at this level. Level to be aware, to be able to say and speak your truth. So just be aware. Allow yourself to be present and feel that feeling of being on top of the world. Move up now into the indigo colour of the rainbow. A beautiful deep blue sea colour that gives us the feeling of freedom, being able to go where we want to go, being able to be beyond the physical limitations that we often feel in our body. So be in that space, be aware. Very beautiful. And we're on top of the rainbow now. We're up in the lovely violet, lavender colour. This is the essence of our true selves, the spiritual dimension. Just be aware of the presence of all aspects of yourself. Your mind, body and spirit blended together, being all one. So just now spend a moment and ask your guide to draw close. You don't have to see them. You don't have to be aware of their presence physically. Just open your mind to anything that's given to you. It can be a word, it can be a scent of something, it can be a feeling. Just open up your mind to receive the information. Now we will start to come down the rainbow. But what we'll find this time is that our world is different. Our world is much brighter. We've learned that we're able to do things that we never thought we could do. We accept ourselves at the level that our spirit needs us to go. Just be aware of that power that's within. Also be aware of that essence that's there to help you. Your guides, your helpers. So now gradually you come back to the lane, nice and slowly. No quick movements. And just as you walk back up the lane now, you come to a point where there's a lovely chair sitting in a very peaceful place. And just go and sit on that chair and reflect on the journey that you've had. Reflect on what you received. And now come back into awareness of being in the room, of staying nice and still. Just move your fingers and toes and allow that movement through your body. Okay. And thank you for joining me this evening, and I hope you enjoyed the meditation and that you got something from it that will help to guide you along the way, because it is getting in touch with the real you. I do say it's not the mask that we put on every day when we're with family and friends or colleagues. It's about being the real you, which is so important. I'd just like to say that after this show, if you'd like to stay on, there's a gentleman, Bassam Saab. He's going to do, well, I think it's a he, Bassam, I don't, who's here? Sabrina, I don't know if Sabrina's still here, she would know, but the name is Bassam Saab, and they're doing, I'll say doing a show on children presented as never before, so it should be quite interesting. It'll be very good. And again, Evelyn McAleer is on here on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. So I will leave you with the love of the spirit world that was here present with you. Again, the group dynamics creates an energy that enables the spirit world to come in with healing, and those healing was very strong on the agenda there this evening. But we'll see you on next Friday, the same time and the same place. And thank you all. And may you bring the light and love that you've received from the spirit world to your family and friends, and take from it what you need for you, first of all. Okay. Good night, good morning, and God bless.